What are the benefits working with a full-time real estate agent versus a part-time real estate agent? I have two things I want to touch on. Number one is availability and number two is knowledge. Number one, for availability. If you work with a full-time agent, you basically have our attention 24/7. We work during the week, we work weekends, and we work holidays. We also accommodate to your schedule. So if you want to see properties, get pre-qualified, meet with us, go over your numbers in the morning, we're available. During the day, we can make ourselves available. Evenings, we can make ourselves available, and vice versa. So basically, we cater to your schedule and we make sure that whether we're representing you as a seller or as a buyer, we are there to work on your property or work on your buying scenario 24/7. And that's flexibility that unfortunately a part-time agent doesn't have because they do have another job to attend. So number one, availability is golden when working with a full-time agent versus a part-time agent. Number two is knowledge. And I'm not saying that if you're a part-time agent that you don't have knowledge or you don't have as much knowledge, but truth of the matter is, as a full-time agent, we do have an advantage over a part-time agent when it comes to staying up to par with the market, getting informed, making sure we look at everything on a daily basis, sometimes an hourly basis. Because sometimes the market is literally changing within the same day, within hours. We have interest rates that will change from the morning to about 12 p.m. There's a movement. Or we hear about a property that just hit the market and there's a timeline to get offers in within that evening or the next day within 24 hours. Or there's some sellers that only want to show their property on weekends or during the week, vice versa. And so we are there to be able to capture that new information that is launched and be able to cater to you and give you that knowledge. So knowledge, as I've always said, is power. And having the knowledge and having the edge on being alert and reading articles, training, being at the office, seeing what properties pop up on the market, seeing how the interest rate is, just being able to be exposed 24/7 is an advantage over full-time agents versus part-time agents because we're just constantly eating, breathing, and sleeping real estate. So I would say those two things are a reason why you should make a decision to work with a full-time agent versus a part-time agent. And with that said, I love my part-time agents. In our office, we have part-time agents, and some of them are working really hard to become full-time agents, but they need that extra job, that extra income before they can dive in and become a full-time agent. So I'm not talking bad on anybody that does this part-time. All I'm saying is there are benefits to working with a full-time agent versus a part-time agent. And it's all gonna benefit you as a consumer or a seller. And I want to leave you with one more thing. As a real estate agent, myself personally, I value every single penny that my clients have, whether they want to buy or sell. And so I understand that this might be one of the biggest purchases you ever make in your life or one of the biggest sell if you're selling your property. So I want to make sure I'm with you from A through Z. And I feel like I can do that as a full-time agent versus a part-time agent. As an example, let's just talk about if you needed a heart surgery, which is something huge, right? It's more important, it's bigger than money. But I just want to give you a simple example. If you're having heart surgery, you would want your surgeon to be there from A through Z. You don't want to work with a part-time surgeon. You want to work with a full-time surgeon. And you want to make sure that they're there from the beginning when you're getting pre-qualified or when you're analyzing the value of your house to sell it, and throughout the whole escrow transaction, and even after escrow closes. So even after the surgery is done, you want your surgeon to be there 24/7 to answer any questions, to hold your hand, to basically guide you for the post-surgery, the beginning of the surgery, and during the surgery. So I'm not saying we're heart surgeons. I'm just trying to give you a simple example on how a full-time agent can be there for you, whether you're selling your house or buying a house 24/7 from A through Z, from the beginning to the end, if they're a full-time agent versus a part-time agent. We don't clock out. We don't have somebody step in for us. We're simply there from you from the beginning to the end.